Hi guys and welcome back. This is going to be my favourite makeup brushes and what I use them for. I've separated into face brushes and eye brushes. So I'll get started with face brushes. My first one is a powder brush, and this is from Bare Minerals, and it's a full flawless face brush and it has natural bristles. I love this for applying any kind of powder foundation. Obviously the Bare Minerals powder foundation, this is great. It provides sort of medium coverage with that foundation and you just use it to buff onto your face. You have to be careful you don't press too hard with this powder brush because the bristles will break, you know. So yes, I really enjoy using this brush. I think it's good to have a decent powder brush. The next one, foundation. This is quite a new addition to my collection. It's the Precision Face brush from Bare Minerals, but I love it because of the shape and everything else. It's this nice angle on it, so I use this pointy bit to get in around my nose. And with this brush, it's quite soft and quite dense. With a ready foundation, so a compact foundation, it'd probably work the same with any of them, I would assume. You just press it in and you sweep it all over your face and you're done in a few minutes. It's really, really handy and it's so lovely and soft and lovely to use, and I can't say anything more. I love it. I really enjoy using it. Now for liquid foundation, I like to use, this is a buffing brush from Real Techniques, and it's a little dome head, it's quite soft, and this is just absolutely fantastic for blending in liquid foundation onto your skin. It will leave it absolutely flawless. Really enjoy using this brush. I haven't been wearing any liquid foundation recently, hence it's so very, very clean. But when I do, I love this. If I'm using a liquid concealer like the Collection 2001, I love to use, this is the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques, and it's meant as an eyeshadow brush. But this is just fantastic for buffing in any kind of concealer and blending it in really well. And for powder concealer, so again when I'm using my Bare Minerals stuff, I use the Max Coverage Concealer Brush. And it's like this, and it's fantastic at just concealing everything. It's very, very good brush. I don't understand or know, you know, I just have no idea why it works so well, but it is. It's a brilliant, brilliant brush. Now for under my eyes, I like to use sort of a highlighting powder under my eyes to set my concealer, and I use the pointed foundation brush. Again, this is a Real Techniques brush. It's quite flat and not very dense or anything, but it's nice and long and flat and really, really good to press in powder around your eyes. It's just brilliant. Now for blush, I have two blush brushes, again a powder and liquid. This is an Eco Tools brush. It's just a pointed blusher brush. It tapers out at the top and it does kind of come to a bit of a point. It used to come to more of a point, but I've had this for quite a few years. I absolutely love it. It's still really, really soft. It is washed so well, and you can use this sort of top bit to apply your blush, or you can set it at an angle and you can get a broader stroke. It's just a really, really good brush. You only need this one and you're done. You can also use this for highlighter if you really want it, and just use the tip again and run it along the top of your cheek. So very handy brush. And the second blush brush, this is an e.l.f. small stipple brush, and I love it. It's slightly longer than the Real Technique one and there's a bit more give in it. So I wasn't entirely sure, but when I started using it, it's really, really good with the e.l.f. cream blushes, but with other cream blushes it's so good because you can buff it in and then you can soften it down, and you know, there's a bit more give in it, and you can really, really work that blush into your skin and really, really buff it all out, and I really enjoy using it. It's only a couple of quid. Now on to eyes. The first one I'm going to show you, again, this, I've had this for a long time. This is slightly grubby. Everything's slightly grubby, the ones that I've been using, because I have just applied my makeup. This is an Eco Tools, and it's just a shader brush or shading brush, and it's slightly angled, comes to a point. It's slightly fatter on one side, so this is fantastic for applying eyeshadow, just a wash of eyeshadow all over your eye. You can then go in with the point and either have the fluffier side to the outside or inside and use that as your crease. So you put it to the outside if you want to have a bigger crease and a bit more up towards your brow bone. This is just really, really good, and because it's really, really, really soft and fluffy, you can use this to do a lot of your blending as well. So a fantastic eyeshadow brush. Really pleased with that one. Now if you really want to pack on your eyeshadow, I love this one. It's a Real Techniques shading brush. It does still have some eyeshadow on there. It picks up a lot of product. It's really, really densely packed. It's just very, very good for packing it on. I have actually another one, however I'm going to show you. It's a bit of a dupe. It's the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and this is also quite densely packed, nice and compact, picks up a lot of product. I do prefer the Real Techniques one ever so slightly, but this one is really good. I do use it a lot, so when one's dirty I'll use the other one. Yeah, I really enjoy using these. So I use that over the main part of my lid where I want most of the colour. Now if I want to apply, I've got two kind of pencil brushes. This is more of just a round dome brush. This is from Delium Tools and it's 768. This is a really densely packed dome headed brush. You can see there, and I do it like that. It's really round, and this is just brilliant for applying crease colour. So if you want to apply really dark crease colour, you can go in with this. It's brilliant. You have to be careful with it because it can look like a big stripe, and you have to make sure you blend it with another brush and everything else, but this is really good for applying colour again. And a smaller pencil brush that I have, this is from Eco Tools, and I think a pencil tool is really important just for going along your lash line if you wanted to soften out and get a smokier effect with your eyeliner. This is a brilliant one, and also look at it, just comes with a sharpener in the base of it, which, you know, very handy when you're travelling. You've got a sharpener, you're all sorted. Now I have another sort of dupe for you. This is an angled liner brush from Eco Tools, and I've had this brush for a very long time. It's great, densely packed, but there's a bit of give so you can sort of work with it. Bristles aren't too long, they're quite sturdy. Really enjoy using that. This is the e.l.f. version, and this is a small angle brush. Now the one thing I don't like about this is it's got a bend here, if you can see, which can be a bit of a pain for most of my eyelid, but I love it just at the edges here because I can get past my eyelashes. I have quite long lashes and they turn up naturally. So with lots and lots of eyelashes you need something like this to get in at them, so I really enjoy using these. And there's not much difference. This isn't a particularly expensive brush, the Eco Tools one, but this one is dirt cheap as well. You're talking £3 or something. I have an e.l.f. blending brush. I think this is one of their sort of natural brushes or something to that effect. You know, they've got Studio Basics and a natural one. This is a brilliant blending brush. I absolutely love it. I prefer it over my Urban Decay blending brush. Much easier to clean for starters, and it's just a fantastic blending brush. Now this is a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I use this for blending as well in the crease. So it has, similar to the Eco Tools brush, you know, one side's fluffier than the other. There's the same with this, and it does taper slightly. So I use this in the crease and I use it to blend everything out, and I love it. It's very handy. Now finally, I've got two bits I always have in my, if I'm travelling I always have these. The first is a spoolie. This is a Delium spoolie. Any spoolie will do, but I like this one. It works well, does what it says in the tin. And I've got an e.l.f. lash and comb brush. I did have an Eco Tools one and it got broke. I had it for years, but I've been using this one. It seems to work just as well. The comb is slightly wider apart, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I like having these. I don't use it for my brows. I use this to comb through my lashes because they get a bit caught together in the edges, so I like to sort of separate them out a bit and make sure I've got lashes rather than a clump of a lash. So this is very useful for that. You can use this, the bristly side, for that as well if you want. I just prefer the comb. It's just as handy. So those are all my favourite brushes that I use regularly and I have to wash on a regular basis, and I really enjoy using them. Thank you very much for watching. Please like if you like, please subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!